SmallRig CT195 video tripod kit. This is what the box looks like here. Inside the box, you get this padded case. This is quite a nice case. Let me unzip this. And then on the side here, you get extra feet if you want to put them into grass or if you're out in nature. And this is what the tripod looks like. Now, I wasn't as excited with the tripod itself. What got me excited about this is the fluid head. So I'll get into the legs later, but let me just unscrew the fluid head because this is the unique part that I haven't seen in other products. So let me just take this off first. Unscrew this. It's just a 3/8, like a standard video tripod head. I've been looking for really small, compact video fluid head for my cameras that have Arca-Swiss base plates. So this right here, this is my Panasonic GH7 in a Black Mamba cage, all rigged out with the handle, XLR. And these cages, a lot of these cages have Arca-Swiss already built into the cage. So instead of putting a tripod base plate on there and then mounting this to your tripod, I would like to mount this directly to the fluid head. Now in the past, here are some other fluid heads that I've been using for travel. For the longest time, this Velbon PH368 has been one of my go-tos because it's really lightweight. It doesn't have your typical tripod, it's all plastic, but the tripod base plate, it looks like it's flimsy, but it has held up over the years. The tension on this is excellent. It really can balance out really heavy cameras like this. Not huge cinema rigs. I'm talking this style. And this has worked really well, but as you can see, it takes this one particular type of plate. It's not a universal adapter, and it does look really cheap. It is cheap. That's one. Then this has been my go-to, the Shure VA5. This fluid head is excellent as well as this one. It holds the tension, not as strong as this, but it does hold so the camera doesn't flop down or flop back. There is some tension here when you loosen it up to prevent your camera from slipping off. And this has been an excellent, excellent fluid head. Now, the only drawback to this is just a drawback to any fluid head you use is that the base plate here, the tripod base plate, is not huge, but it's one of these. You can't just slip an Arca-Swiss in here. You got to have this. It slips in, then it locks, and then we're good. This one by Ulanzi has been one that it checks some boxes off, but it's not as robust. So let me take this off from the legs. As you can see, this is the smallest of these so far, of the fluid heads. The problem with this one is that the Arca-Swiss plate, well, I have an adapter here to have the slip on. This Arca-Swiss plate goes sideways, meaning if I want to put my camera on here, I have to mount it this way. So the camera's pointing the opposite or 90 degrees this way when I want it to be pointing that way. That's just the nature of how this is designed. And also another kind of annoying thing with this head is it doesn't hold that much weight as these two. So there is some tension, but it's not as strong. And if you unscrew here, the handle just falls out. There's nothing to stop the handle from falling out if you accidentally loosen it. While these two, you can loosen here, but it prevents the handle. There's something there to prevent the handle from just slipping out. Now here is where this SmallRig video head is unique. So this video head is as strong as the VA5, and it does come with a plate, Arca-Swiss plate. So if you wanted to put this on a plate, you can. But the trick up the sleeve here is that with this button, this Arca-Swiss rotates 90 degrees. So you can have your camera here or here. So I'll demonstrate that. I'll put this 90 degrees. And this locks in. This is locked. And now that it's facing this way, my camera can go right here. Now this is a way better angle. And if I want to switch the angle, I hit this button and this twists. That makes it so much more compatible and lower profile than the other fluid heads. That one feature. But it also has two other tricks up its sleeve. So now it can rotate this way, but let's say you want to do vertical video or you want to do portrait shots that are vertical. You want to use this as a photography. There's another latch here, a button, that turns this 90 degrees. Check that out. This is locked, you can't really move it. So if you want to do vertical video, boom, you can now do it vertically. And it's almost like having a bracket. And it won't take the heaviest of cameras, but this is strong enough to hold a decent camera. This is supposed to be rated for 11 pounds. So that's a pretty decent size for photography. And there's the latch. So there's two positions here. One right here. And then this one. That's unique. I have not seen that design anywhere else before. And the final trick with this is the handle here. It looks like a smaller handle, size of my hand. You can just twist it and it extends. It extends just like a tripod leg extends. And you can have more leverage when it's longer. And you're done. Let it go all the way in. So now you don't need to take this all out anymore because it's already compact. And you can also release this completely, detach this handle completely if you want to travel with it. And you see it has those teeth there, so it really locks in. This has been a pretty interesting fluid head that I've used so far. I have really no complaints. It checks a lot of boxes. And now let's get to the legs. So the legs on this, it flips the other way. It goes pretty high. I don't like these twisties. There's no grip material here. It looks like it's all aluminum, but it's fine. That's just how these work. And the legs, they don't extend that far out, but this center column, it does extend pretty far out when you extend it up, and it gets really high. I don't know about the stability when it gets that high, but it goes pretty high. And you can also remove one of the legs, and this becomes a monopod. I'm not going to do it right now because I'm not as interested in that part, but you can turn this into a monopod. So this tripod, if you can find it for a good price, and they're not that expensive, I would look into this. This is a very interesting design that not a lot of people are really looking at for travel video. And the fluid head, yeah, this is great. This is one I'm digging this tripod fluid head.